Journey through Taipei Zoo, where animals and education meet. If you don't know where to go on the weekends, Taipei Zoo is worth a visit. It's not just the largest zoo in Taiwan, but one of the best attractions in Asia. You only need to spend a small amount of money to see a large number of animals. These include species that are unique to Taiwan, such as the Formosan black bear. Taipei Zoo was founded in 1914, and it has grown a lot since then. At first, it was near the Grand Hotel in the Yuanshan area. In 1986, it moved to Mucia and has since been home to a much larger number of animals. Visitors can explore the zoo's outdoor and indoor displays for the whole day. The outdoor areas all have themes. For example, the African animal area simulates the East African savanna. There, you can say hello to giraffes and elephants. In other buildings, indoor areas house cute giant pandas, koalas, penguins, and more. Hello everyone, welcome to English for You. I am Mike.
I'm Chickling.
And today we are going to be checking out an article all about going to the zoo.
Ooh.
Do you like to go to the zoo?
I used to when I was a kid.
What do you mean you used to? You changed? Now you hate going to the zoo?
No, I still do like going to the
good.
zoo, but it's just like I'm so busy.
Yes. When was the last time you went to the zoo?
Probably 5-6 years ago.
Oh gosh, that's more recent than I have. Mine would be like 15 years ago. I went there with a bunch of kids that I was teaching, like a bunch of kindergarten kids. So it was a lot of fun.
Was it a Taipei Zoo?
It was Taipei Zoo.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. The kids were complaining because it's hot and they had to walk so far. But I was like, what do you want to do? See an elephant or complain? And they're all like, see an elephant.
Yeah.
So we got there in the end.
Cute.
But actually, the past couple of years, I've been thinking of going. I live in Banqiao, as some people might have, know I've mentioned it before. There's a bus that goes by my house, not too far away, and it says Taipei Zoo on the front of the bus. It's quite far. So I thought one day in the summer maybe I should just get up in the morning, catch that bus, see where it goes, get to the zoo,
it's gonna be fun.
And then at the end of the day just take the same bus back and probably fall asleep on the bus. But that's my only plan, but I think I definitely should. I know that they've done a lot of work to improve the Taipei Zoo in the last 5 or 10 years. So there's a bunch of new things to see there. I know I saw the koalas. I think I saw the pandas, but I'm not sure. But I'm sure there are a lot of new animal friends to visit there. So let's join our article and see what's going on these days over at our local Taipei Zoo. The article begins, if you don't know where to go on the weekends, Taipei Zoo is worth a visit. Absolutely. A good bit of advice and a very true statement. And it is true also that often we don't know where to go on the weekends. The typical places, the mall, the movie theater, downtown to go shopping, grandma's house. These kinds of things are fun and they're good to do, but eventually you might get a little bored of doing the same activities. So why not consider some other options? And it says the Taipei Zoo is worth a visit. So that is definitely some advice that I will try to remember.
那这也是我们今天看到的 Language in Focus. Let's take a look right now. So 呢，我们今天要讲到的是疑问词加 to be 哦，这边是当名词片语。那么疑问词呢 ，when, where, who, how, what, which 引导的名词子句呢可以简化成疑问词加 to be 的名词片语哦。那么呢，当做前方动词的受词啊，就是表示何时何地谁怎么样。不过呢，我们在这样子的简化会有2个基本条件。第一个就是你的主要子句跟名词子句的主词是要一样的。第二个就是你的名词子句当中呢，必须含有 can, should or 或者是 could。 我们看我们文章的句子嘛， If you don't know where you can go on the weekends, Taipei Zoo is worth a visit。 我们这边其实呢可以直接把前面这一句改成 If you don't know where to go on the weekends。 那我们看另外一个句子哦， Ricky is thinking about when he should release his next single。 那其实你就是把它改成说呢 Ricky is thinking about when to release his next single。 那么其实呢连接词 whether 跟 if 也可以去引导这个名词子句，不过只有 whether 可以替换成 whether to 的结构。比如说 I can't decide whether or if I should call him or not， 那其实你把它改成 I can't decide whether to call him or not， 那不能，这边就不能放 if， 只能用 whether。All
right, let's get back to our article. And we were talking there about how Taipei Zoo is worth a visit if you don't know where to go on the weekends. If something is worth something, we're basically saying that thing has value, all right? There are good qualities there. It's not something that you should ignore or not think is, important or useful in any way. If it's worth something, then it is definitely something you would want to think about or consider or not just ignore or pass over so easily. For example, did you see the new Harry Potter TV show? Is it worth watching?
所以呢 be worth it 呢就是有值得做什么事情的意思哦。所以呢比如说 be worth something 可以加一个名词或加 VING。 所以比如说 spending time with family is always worth it no matter what。 所以 be worth it 就是很值得的意思，或值得你花金钱花时间。 The long hike was tiring but the breathtaking view at the top was definitely worth it。 所以如果你不知道周末要去哪呢，台北动物园是值得一去的地方哦。 You won't regret it.
You will not regret it. And here are a few reasons why that we read in the next part of the article. It's not just the largest zoo in Taiwan, but one of the best attractions in Asia.
Wow.
Those two things, are kind of telling us that's why. Those are just two reasons why it's worth visiting. It's the largest zoo in Taiwan, so that's a fact, and that's true, and that's cool. But it's not just that. It's one of the best attractions in Asia as well. So it's one of the best things to do, best places for tourists to go and enjoy their day in the whole continent of Asia. Wow, that's quite a statement.
真的，像它不仅是台湾最大的动物园，也是亚洲最好的景点之一。
And here's another thing that makes it worth it. It's worth your money because it's not expensive. You only need to spend a small amount of money to see a large number of animals. And often when we say if something is worth my money, we're kind of saying, do I get value? Do I give a little and get back a lot? And here we're kind of saying, yeah, you do. You spend a few $100s to get in, but you will be able to spend the whole day there and you will see a large number of animals. Not all the animals in the world, not even one of all the animals in the world, but hundreds of different types of animals from all over the world, and they're all there, and it's all cheap.
所以大家有没有看到这边有一个 a large number of something， 这边指的就是某种数量，它仅限在用在这个可数名词哦。那不可数名词的时候呢，我们就是用 an amount of something。所以呢，其实你只要花一点点钱就可以看到许多动物。You don't really have to pay a lot to be able to see these animals, right?
No, absolutely not. And of course, there's the animals like the ones that all my kindergarten kids wanted to see. Elephants, tigers, bears, giraffes. Of course, you can see animals like that, but there's also a lot of special animals, and we get into that. It says these include species that are unique to Taiwan, such as the Formosan black bear. Yeah, you could probably hike around the mountains of Taiwan for a whole lifetime and not see a Formosan black bear in the wild, but you can go to the Taipei Zoo and they have them right there. And these animals are quite unique. These might be the Taipei Zoo might be one of the only zoos in the whole world to have a Formosan black bear in their collection. So that's pretty cool. And then that also makes it very unique. If something is unique, it is one of a kind. It is very special. We're kind of saying it's rare. It's not common or normal. It's not the type of thing you see every day. No, it's kind of special. It's unique. For example, look at this unique pair of old sunglasses I found at a second-hand store. Maybe they're from the 1960s or 70s, and you don't see sunglasses like that these days, and that's what makes them unique.
所以 species 就是有物种的意思哦。那么 unique 就是仅有的、独一无二的。所以比如说 unique to something or someone 就是某地或某人特有的东西，那它就是独特的意思嘛。那么 such as 就是比如的意思哦。所以你在这个Taipei Zoo 可以看到一些独有的物种啊，像是台湾黑熊。
All right, so not only is the Taipei Zoo big and worth it, it's good value for money, it's got unique animals, and it has a long history. We learn about that as we read Taipei Zoo was founded in 1914, and it has grown a lot since then. At first, that means back in 1914 when it opened, at first it was near the Grand Hotel in the Yuanshan area, so it was actually north of the city of Taipei, not south as it is now. So that's very interesting. I did not know that. If we found something, we have this little bit of the beginning of the sentence saying the zoo was founded in 1914. Notice I don't say it was found like someone had lost the zoo. Oh, look, here's the zoo. I found it. It's over here in the Yuanshan area. I was looking in Xinyi area. Who moved the zoo? No, that's not what we're talking about. Like that's to find, right? If I find something, past tense, I found my keys after looking for them for 10 minutes. No, that is not what we're talking about here. Here, the verb is to found. The present tense is found. The past tense would be founded, so that is correct in this case. To found something is basically to begin something, to establish something, to set up something, to open something. And the things that we are beginning or opening are usually big things, businesses, companies, institutions like hospitals or universities. Countries could be founded as well. Here's an example. Abe's grandfather founded the company back in 1947, and Abe will take over when his father retires. So his grandfather started the company just after World War II.
所以呢 found 在这边是当动词的意思，它是创立、创办的意思。那我们有另外一个相似词，你们也可以说 set up， 它就是建立的意思。比如说 they set up a charity organization to help homeless people in the community. And you can also say they founded a charity organization. 所以呢，台北呢动物园呢，它成立于1914年，那个时候就有很大的成长。起初呢，它是位于在圆山地区的圆山大饭店附近。
Okay, back to our article. So not only was it founded by the Japanese back in 1914, it was in Yuanshan. So when did it move? Well, actually not long ago. It says in 1986, it moved to Muzha and has since been home to a much larger number of animals. So it was at that original location up there in Yuanshan for about 70 years, more than 70 years. And then in the 1980s, it moved to where it is now in Muzha, and it has since been home to a much larger number of animals. Yeah, that's a good reason, I guess, to move the zoo. They want more space for the animals that they have, and more space to bring in more animals for people to see and scientists to learn from.
Be home to 这边说是什么的所在地的意思。
It also says visitors can explore the zoo's outdoor and indoor displays for the whole day. That's a great thing. So you pay to get in, and basically once you do that, apart from the things you want to buy there, but just going anywhere in the zoo, it's all free and you can stay there all day long. So yeah, you can explore all areas, the zoo's outdoor and indoor displays for the whole day. And I guess those indoor displays might be nice on a hot day. Hopefully they have some air conditioning. But it's always fun to explore the zoo or explore any place that you've never been to or you've only been a few times. Because if you're exploring, you're kind of looking around an unknown area. You're kind of investigating. You're finding out things about a place you don't know much about. You're like, let's look over here and let's look over there and let's do something that we've never done and see some things we've never seen. It could be exploring in a very formal way, like scientists would explore the moon or astronauts will explore the moon. Scientists would explore a jungle to discover new animals. Or it could just be it's new for you. So you're on holiday, you get to your hotel, you put your bags down in your hotel room, and the first thing you do is you go out. Where are you going? I don't know. I'm just going to look around. I'm going to go walk around the streets nearby, see what restaurants, what shops, what other interesting things there are. So you're not exploring like Christopher Columbus explored, but for you, it's all new, it's all interesting, and, it's a bit of an adventure. For example, on weekends, Melanie likes to explore the alleys and back streets of Kaohsiung.
所以 explore 就是探索的意思哦。比如说呢，我们也可以讲 to go on an adventure， 差不多意思。比如说 they decided to go on an adventure and hike through the dense forest。所以游客呢，就是可以在这个动物园的室内啊或室外去探索一整天。I think it's really big, right? Might take like a lot of time to go through the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, it would definitely take some time. It's quite long, too, I think, kind of stretches up the side of a mountain. And, of course, they will have some indoor areas and outdoor areas. Most of the big animals, obviously, will be outside or outdoor in the outdoor areas. It's hard to find a home inside for an elephant or something like that. But many of the other animals might be indoor, maybe the insects and things like that, for example. If something is indoor, that means it's inside. It has a building around it. If you're in a room, you are indoors. If you're outside and you look up and you see a tree or the sky, you are outdoors. Here's an example. The first indoor baseball game in MLB history was played at the Houston Astrodome in 1965.
所以呢，这个 indoor 就是室内的，那 indoors 当副词也可以，比如说 it's too hot outside, let's find something fun to do indoors. 所以如果在室内休闲，你也可以说 to hang out indoors. 这也是口语蛮常见的哦。
It says the outdoor areas all have themes. For example, the African animal area simulates the East African savanna. So if you're interested in some of those big African animals, like we mentioned, elephants, giraffe, lions, things like that, this is definitely where you would want to go. It simulates, it kind of creates a pretend environment like the grasslands or the savanna of East Africa. So you'll go there to see those kinds of animals. If you want to see the penguins, they won't be there.
所以呢 theme 就是主题哦，所以室外区有不同的主题，就像他们的非洲动物区就是模拟了东非的大草原， Savannah 就是热带大草原的意思， Simulate 就是模拟的模仿的意思。
Okay, so there it says you can say hello to giraffes and elephants. Don't expect them to say hello back. They don't speak English. In other buildings, indoor areas house cute pandas, cute giant pandas, koalas, penguins, and more. Penguins, of course, it's a bird. It's a bird that swims. Right?
Yeah, it's a bird.
Yeah, they're birds.
我是鸟类. I thought it was some kind of mammal. Yeah, it's a bird.
It's a bird. They lay eggs. They have feathers. But of course, they can't fly. But they can swim like nobody's business. Man, can they swim. Yeah. But yes, they're, of course, black and white. They come in all shapes and sizes. But they're generally smaller animals. And they mainly live in the southern part of the world, the South Pole and the nearby coasts of South America. I think Australia, they might have some in the south. Maybe even South Africa. But here's our example sentence, and it's a good question. Why do penguins only live at the South Pole and not the North Pole?
所以这是今天所有的文章，那大家不要忘记去复习，不想错过更多精彩的 English for You 内容，就要赶快订阅我们的 YouTube 频道，还有追踪我们的 Facebook page.
And here's our chat question. Why do you think it's important to have places like Taipei Zoo?
Well, I think they are essential to the long-term survival of the species.
They do a lot of science and research there. Yeah,
and
it's
then,
true.
I think they can only help us create a better world for the animals.
That is very, very true.
We learn from what they eat and what we should do to help them.
Sure. A lot of the money that we spend to go there, they use that not only to take care of the animals, but do research like the pangolin, right? That kind of anteater here in Taiwan. It's endangered, but I think they've done a lot of good research. A lot of the best pangolin scientists work at the Taipei Zoo, so they're doing good. I also think it's good for young people to see these animals up close, It would be great if we could all fly to Africa and see the animals where they live, but that's not possible. It's always good to watch, Discovery or Nat Geo on TV, but I think when I was a kid, being able to go up and actually see the elephant and smell the elephant and see how big it was. I think that's a kind of experience that a lot of people really learn a lot from that you can't recreate by just looking at pictures in books or on TV.
True.
So I think that experience is also important. We're going to be back at the zoo tomorrow, so please come back and join us then. Bye-bye, everyone. Vocabulary Review.
Worth. Although it rained during the whole trip, It was worth going because I saw my friends. Unique. Our restaurant sells unique dishes that you can only find in this part of the world. Found. The fashion company was founded 80 years ago by a shoemaker and his friend. Explore. I think we should explore those big mountains. No one has ever climbed them before, so we might be the first to reach the top. Indoor. The indoor swimming pool allows us to practice swimming all year round, even when it's cold outside. Penguin. Penguins depend on sea ice for a place to rest while they're hunting for fish.
智慧小补帖
Species. Species. Theme. Simulate. Savannah.